Hi, welcome to Todd's Tips. I'm Todd DOESN'T, a full-time voiceover talent, and Todd's Tips is a feature of VO Marketing Pro. Now, if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to voiceover, just visit our Facebook page, website, or contact us via email. The links are located here. Take it away.
Take her away.
We have been doing Todd's Tips for, over a year, maybe almost close to 2 years now. But we've been doing the do's and don'ts, Todd's do's and don'ts. As always, we put these caveats. Demond, our audio-visual producer, puts these here so that you realize that I'm not telling you how to run your business. Your business is your business, my business is mine, and I don't have any business telling you how to run your business. But the reason I do these tips is because sometimes it's good to just hear what other people are doing. And since, we don't get together regularly, whoever you might be, then we need to, perhaps have this opportunity just to have a little bit of a monologue. If you want to feedback, glad to hear from you. I'm getting into some areas right now with my do's and don'ts that I think are going to be controversial. I don't want to be controversial. I didn't think they were controversial. I don't think they're controversial to me, but I know as I watch and listen to other podcasts and other coaches and such, this is a pretty hot topic that I'm going to talk about today. I mentioned it last week when I gave you a whole bunch of do's and don'ts under the heading that I don't follow the kind of standard practices and logic of most of the VO coaches out there. And so I gave a whole bunch of them, and this was one of them, and I want to come back to it and explain it just a little bit more. And so you've seen the caveats, so you don't feel pressure. You can just slow down, stop, and think. Does this make sense? Does it not make sense? Am I into this? Do I think Todd's crazy? Well, whatever you decide is fine. It won't hurt my feelings. And again, I'm not trying to get clickbait, and I'm not trying to do this to stir up controversy. It's just what I think and believe. So here it is. I don't use the GVAA guide for setting my VO rates. I don't. I don't use the GVAA guide for setting my VO rates. And somebody else, blasphemy, heresy, burn him at the stake. The GVAA guide, Global Voice Acting Academy, is, I guess, considered the gold standard for non-union VO talent, especially in the US. Now, recently I was listening to another podcast that featured a well-known VO coach, and he was interviewing the creator of the GVAA rate guide. The inventor said that most VO talent turn to the GVAA regularly each week, sometimes every day, to help price their VO projects. I never have. Again, I'm not trying to be controversial, and I'll say in another time, and another Todd's do or don't, is that if you want to use the GVAA guide as a guide, then I say go ahead, use it. But don't use it as the gospel. There's a difference. Nobody came down, the voiceover God didn't come down with his finger and write the GVAA guide on stone tablets.
The VO commandments.
Right. It's fine if you want to use it. It's just fine. If it helps you, if it makes you feel like that's a standard, that then you can go to producers and say, well, I can't work for that because the GVAA accepted rate is thus and thus. I just don't. Again, if you need it, use it. I don't. Bottom line, run your business the way you want to, but I determine success, and my success first and foremost by the amount of money that I make. That's not everything, but that's the first thing. Everything else, as I've said, goes off of that. Now, just maybe Demond will put these figures on, and you've heard me talk about it, and it's not bragging. It's just simply to make a point. In 2016, I made $137,000. 2017, $201,000. 2018, $211,000. 2019, $231,000. 2020, $329,000. 2021, $318,000. And this year, 2022, $331,000. So I don't need the GVAA guide to tell me that this is how you're going to have a successful business. Some might say, Todd, if you use the GVAA guide, you would have probably made thousands of more dollars because you would have upped your prices. You've left thousands of dollars on the table. Mm-hmm. I don't buy that. Mm-hmm. I don't buy that way of thinking because I also would have priced myself out of a lot of work. And so I didn't want to do that. And just so you know, I didn't know about the GVAA guide even up until like 2018 or 2019. I'd never heard of it. So it's not like I went out and started my business saying, I'm going to be anti-GVAA guide. That's not my point. I'm not trying to be controversial. It's just that I built my business the way I built my business, and my business is successful. And so if you can do the GVAA guide and make more than I can, I'd listen to how you're doing it right away. Mm-hmm. If you make close to what I make, call me up, text me, comment, because I'd like to know what you're doing because I might change my ways.
Well, who wouldn't want to up their prices to make more money if they could?
I mean, I try.
Yeah.
I try my best to get the best prices possible.
You also want to work.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you in another do and don't is how I structure why I do the things that I do. I don't do it so much by project. I do it by day. How much do I want to make in a day? Not how much do I want to make in a project? Sure. And that makes a difference. And so the GVAA guide is fine, but please, please don't be a moralist and say that I'm being selfish if I don't use the GVAA guide or I'm hurting the industry. And I want to talk more about that in the coming weeks about some of those things. Again, I'm not trying to be controversial. I know it is controversial because there's a lot of people that feel very strongly, and I didn't know that up until just a few years ago. They feel very strongly about this because it's tearing down the industry the way I do my business. And I'm hurting the industry and I'm hurting the people that have built this industry. And so they can have that opinion, but just be careful because I don't have the opinion of you that you have to do your business just like I do. I'm not saying you're wrong for using the GVAA guide. If that's best for you, go ahead and use it. If you make as much or more money or as much money as you want to, go do it. If you think that helps the industry, do it. But don't be like that. There's so many people like that.
It's the beauty of capitalism.
Free market economy. And so, well, we'll see what happens with this. But
yeah, thanks for bringing that. I don't even know. I hear you talking about them. That's about as much as I've learned about the GVAA. I don't know where they start, what number it is, but if you're if you're a new person, you've got to start pretty low. I'm learning that with Fiverr right now.
See, they would disagree with that.
Yeah, but how are you supposed to get jobs if you're no good?
Get training, get lots of training.
Yeah,
go to
their
school.
Things. Yep. Yeah, pay them.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like I said, I don't know where you would start then. Anyway, thanks for that.
Oh, there's a whole topic, and honestly, I'm not looking to argue with people at all because again, people have their own opinion. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time defending myself.
You don't have time to. You're too busy making money. I'm doing work.
I'm trying to do work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for joining me for Todd's Tips. And if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to VO, the links are listed here.